And good morning, my beautiful bunnies. It's now just a few minutes, maybe just a wee bit of a 1 minute, past 6 a.m. Here in Central Texas with the old foolish daylight savings time, the sun is still yet to rise. Because it's actually like 5 a.m. Is that right? I don't know. Daylight saving time is a big old fat hassle. I heard my dad told me that they're going to be making it permanent. I think it's retarded. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Daylight savings time is retarded. Just get up a wee bit earlier, instead of having the sun for later. Use your day properly. Wake up with the sun, go to bed with the sun. We're seasonal creatures. Dadgum. Alright. I woke up at 3:56. 4 minutes. Well, I got out of bed at 3:56. I woke up a touch before that. I don't know how much, but I actually got out of bed at 3:56 before my alarm went off. So I'm kind of proud of that. I actually got out of bed. I'm still not quite awake, you know. I still feel kind of warm, hottish, lethargic. Just, I'm struggling this morning. But I got all my nutrition ready, my adaptogenic coffee, my greens, drank a bunch of greens, then filled that back up. So I've already had like quarter a gallon of water this morning. Took me cold shower, and I skin brushed before I got in the shower, then skin brushed in the shower, brushed my teeth, you know, shaved a wee bit. So I've got most of my morning routine done. I still haven't meditated at all. I'm going to have to leave in about 20 minutes. So I'm probably not going to get a chance to meditate, except in the car. I do box breathing in the car. When I'm driving, it's pretty therapeutic and useful, and a good use of my time. So right now I'm just going to be dunking my head in, maybe my upper body just a touch, just to kind of get me brain pumped, ready for a day of training and education. Just get my brain ready, period, for the day, because sometimes it's hard to get my brain ready for certain things. So, off I go. My lovely wife is up early for the first time in a while. I'm quite proud of her. My daughter as well. My daughter just, she likes to wake up early. She always seems to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed first thing in the morning before the sun rises as well. Hands were aching this morning. And I've got some kind of deep pimple right below my knee. Abscess of some sort, I don't know. It's red, swollen, painful, uncomfortable. It's more than likely that that it won't be the first one that comes up over the next 21 days, and I'll probably have certain organs aching. That's one of the things that happens in a long fast. Is as your organs heal, they hurt and feel a wee bit of pain. I learned this from other people who have done long fasts. They hurt for a little bit, and then they stop hurting, and you feel better. I'm on hour 32 and like a half. And the last fast I did was, long fast, was 48 hours, and that was a few months ago. And I've had real issues with fasting these past, let's see. Well, since February, because I've been falling into a food rut. Food addiction. I've got, if you watch my videos, you know I've got issues with food. That's not why I'm doing this fast. I'm doing this fast as much for healing spiritually, for healing physically, for healing emotionally, and for healing mentally. And I know this fast will target all of those areas as they need to be targeted. That's what fasts are good for. They're body specific. They work on what you need to be worked on first. Everyone's different in that manner. So your fast is going to be different based on your based on the trauma that you've received in your past. And that comes in many different ways, as you might know. I'm not measuring the water because I'm pretty sure it's still at 40 degrees. It might be like 41. That's about 4 to 5 degrees Celsius, maybe 6. The 5 gallons ice I put in here, they had about that much melted on the outside, so they worked hard to chill it with no ice made. So I know it cooled it down, but not tremendously. But back to homeostasis at around 40. Or 4.5 degrees Celsius. And that's alright, it is what it is, and it seems to be sufficient for now. And all I'm really doing is training for this winter, because this winter's, it's going to be difficult. I don't like the cold. I never have growing up. I'm not a cold-natured person. It's not my favorite thing. I'm becoming more used to it. I'm acclimating to it, but the idea of doing this, of sticking my head in here, while the rest of my body is cold because it's 30 some odd degrees outside, that does not sound like fun to me. It sounds hateful, abusive, painful. I'm not looking forward to it, you know. But it'll be good for me. And at the end of it, I'll be a stronger person. By leaps and bounds, really. Got chilly goosebumps going over me now. Thinking about putting my body in here, like I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Not a single time has my thought been, oh yay, put my body in cold water, I'm so excited. Like, no, that's not how I feel about this. This is mental jiu-jitsu for me. I have to work hard to force myself into this cold, frigid water. It's not comfortable. It's not exciting. I feel better afterwards, but that's my only motivation right now. But sometimes we have to force ourselves to do hard things so that we can improve, become better people, so that we can thrive and create a life that is worthwhile. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. Gotta do the thing. Do the thing! Do the hard thing! How about that? That lack of oxygen is really disconcerting. Some I want to stay in the cold water a bit longer. Once I'm in there, it's bearable. It's bearable. But I'm used to breathing my way through that pain sensation, so it's still not very comfortable. At the same time, I want to stay in longer in order to combat my fear of water. But on top of that, it terrifies me to be underwater without breathing. And I don't get a positive reaction from my gut. Like, it wants to tighten up and freak out a little bit. So I've got all these conflicting feelings going on. And it's very challenging to try and override my fight or flight. It freaks the hell out and tells me, run away! So I try very hard to remain calm and slowly remove myself so that I don't have that herky-jerk freak out reaction, because I don't want that to be tied to the ice. I want the ice to be, for as much as possible, for me to remain calm through every ice exposure. I don't want to make a habit of freaking out because of it. Because, I mean, it's just the cold. It's not like I'm cutting myself open or anything. And it's so useful. I mean, just the fact that it clears out my sinuses is useful. But the fact that it also helps me think better, with better cognitive abilities and better memory recall. Like, I cannot dismiss that. It's just mere whimsy. No, this is powerful medicine, man. Therapeutic in deep ways that even now I'm still struggling to understand. Despite the hundreds of hours I've put researching into cold therapy, trying to make sure I understood it before subjecting myself to it. I've become the kind of person where once I understand the benefits and that they're all good, how useful the benefits are, like I have to do that. Like, okay, that's going to do amazing things for me. Well, I got to do it. I've got to do it now. It's like the fasting. Once I learned how incredibly beneficial fasting was, I got to do it. I have to. It'll make my life better. I'd be foolish not to. And I reckon there'll be a point. There'll be a point where I won't need this desperately. I'll have reduced the inflammation and damage to the point where my body is thriving naturally, where I can wake up without pain, and I'm fully functional with a brain that is roaring and ready to go, with no damage, fully healed. But until then I need this. It looks like I'm about 16 minutes, just shy of 17, so it's time for me to get ready to go. I gotta go get dressed, get me butt out the door. I've got a day ahead of me. I feel more awake now though, that's for sure. I tell you what, there is no better way to get your body ready for the day than by shoving your brain pan in a bunch of cold water. That's better than coffee, by a long shot. If coffee's your go-to to wake up, I tell you, you're missing out. Coffee, if you didn't know, coffee is just gives you the ability to ignore the fact that you're tired. All it does, it hides it from you. It's not actually healthy for someone who's chronically tired to drink coffee, because they just stay chronically tired. You don't actually, if you don't feel something wrong, then you don't try and fix it. You just maintain that level of feeling, that feeling of wrongness and offness, because you're ignoring it, you're hiding from it, via whatever measure that you're using. And so many of us obviously use coffee. I mean, I add it into my as well, but I don't use it to hide from the tiredness. I use it because it's incredibly high in antioxidants and mineral rich, especially when you get stuff from the mountain, you know. So be careful how you're using your beverages, that you're not causing more detrimental harm than good. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind blow cool on your back. May the rain soak deeply into your fields. And the sun, may it shine warm upon your face. And until we meet again, I pray that God holds you in the palm of His hand. May God bless you richly where you have needs, my friend. And may your day or your night be great because you've made it so. Be well.